You know what I'm looking forward to? Secret Level. This show came out of nowhere. Let's talk about like Gamescom. We're watching all the trailers at Gamescom, and I think it was like opening night live. And then they dropped this trailer for Secret Level. And admittedly, when I first saw it, I was like, are we getting a Ready Player 2? Like, are we already getting the sequel to Ready Player 2? Turns out it's this brand new show from Amazon that essentially is being produced by the team who made Love, Death, and Robots. And it's going to feature 15 different episodes, and all the episodes are their own self-revolving stories. And it's going to be revolving new games, existing titles, indies, and of course classics. And the list of games that are included in the show, like, I could not be more excited. I think that this show is going to absolutely kill. Games like Pac-Man, Warhammer 40,000, Concord, Mega Man, Unreal Tournament, New World, Armored Core, Spelunky, Honor of Kings, Sifu, Dungeons and Dragons, The Outer Worlds, Crossfire, Exodus, and PlayStation. Which obviously PlayStation's not a video game, it's a publisher. So I have to assume that episode is just going to be like all of PlayStation's IP, which, God, man, that is... Who do they include? Like, we already saw Kratos is in it. We saw Jin from Ghost of Tsushima is in it. But, like, how do you merge that into one episode, right? Like, do you make an Avengers? Oh, my God. Do you think PlayStation's going to be doing, like, an Avengers episode where, like, there's this overarching threat and then, like, Kratos and Aloy and Nathan Drake and Ratchet and Clank and Ellie and Jin, they have to, like, all team up to fight this? And, like, maybe that trailer for Super Smash Brothers where all the characters were fighting. Imagine if we get that, but, like, every PlayStation hero, and you kind of get this scene where it's like, PlayStation, assemble, and like it's just like, and like they're all charging, and that has the potential to be the most badass episode. And out of these, I mean, I think the PlayStation one's the one I'm looking forward to the most. I also love Sifu. I think it's such a cool video game that I think everybody, when it came out, absolutely adored, and to kind of see them expand that universe, super cool. The other ones that are standing out, I'm just going through the list real quick. Warhammer, obviously, is going to be a cool one. It'll be interesting how they make a Pac-Man episode and, like, what style they treat that, right? Like, do they try to tell a backstory of, like, who Pac-Man is and who Mrs. Pac-Man is and why they're eating ghosts, or are they just ghost hunters? Like, imagine if Pac-Man was voiced by Zach Bagans and the beginning of the episode was like, my name is Pac-Man, and my entire life I have been seeking the darkness. And he's just like kicking indoors, and he's like, if you're here, ghosts, hit me. I've obviously watched way too many episodes of Ghost Adventures. The other ones, I've never really played New World. I know that's a big game from Amazon, so obviously that's included. Spelunky could be interesting. Dungeons and Dragons will be a standout episode. The Outer Worlds will be another one that I think will be really, really funny. Crossfire, obviously that's a great first-person shooter. That's going to be a good one. Mega Man will be good. Concord. Yeah, should we talk about that real quick? Because Concord, I was shocked to see their name still on this list, because when PlayStation killed this game, I was like, we're never going to see this game again. We're absolutely never going to see Concord again. And if you're not aware, PlayStation shut down Concord 2 weeks after that game released. And according to analysts, they lost $400 million with that game. They released it to the marketplace. The marketplace said, and then they just shut the game down. First in PlayStation history. I don't think I've ever seen that happen to a PlayStation title ever in my entire life. And the fact that, like, it's Sony's first loss, right? This is the first time that Sony's ever got kind of mud on their face by releasing a video game. And now, in Secret Level, we're going to get more Concord? Oh, God. Like, what happens if the episode comes out and we're like, God, I missed this game? Is Sony going to be like, are you fucking kidding me? We brought this game to the market, and now y'all want it back? Like, that will be the biggest twist, is like if people see this and they're like, I want more Concord. Because clearly, Sony had massive ambitions when it came to this game. I mean, I read somewhere that Sony wanted this game to be the next Star Wars. That's how much faith they had in this game. They wanted Concord to be the next Star Wars, right? Don't just think like movies from that perspective, right? Star Wars actually has movies, they have television, they have video games, but like think about toys. right? I think Star Wars is a bigger toy company than they are like a content company. So anytime somebody says like, "Oh, it could have been our Star Wars," I'm like, "Dude, you were planning on like toys? We were gonna get Concord toys in the store and Concord books and Concord obviously TV shows and movies. Like, was that what y'all planned for this? Because maybe we should have just let this cook. Maybe we should have given it a couple months before we just like poo-pooed it and said like, nah, we're good." And what's even more intriguing is one of the producers for Secret Level came out this week and talked about the Concord episode. And their exact words were, "It's going to show the potential of this world and their characters." And I'm just sitting here being like, dear God, we killed Concord too soon. Like, that's going to be the conversation after that episode. I feel like we're going to see the characters, it's going to shine, and we're going to be like, man, we should have given it another shot. And I'll tell you what, Sony's not going to give it another shot. This is it for Sony. I cannot see them bringing Concord back. But I do think there's a very valid question to be like, if they would have released the Concord episode on Secret Level and introduced us to the characters that way, and then they're like, oh, by the way, you can play this game right now, because people would be watching it and be like, dude, I've never heard of this game. What is this? And then boom, Concord video game came out, and then you make it free to play. Don't charge me $39.99 for a free to play game. Hell yeah, I'm all in. I think that would have been a completely different reception, and it's going to be very fascinating about Secret Level. Like, I'm hyped as it is about Secret Level, but there's episodes that I'm like, I'm going to watch first. I'm going to watch these episodes first and then kind of figure it out. But like, even the cast for this show, the cast for Secret Level is nuts. You got Keanu Reeves, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tamura Morrison, Emily Swallow, Gabriel Luna, and Kevin Hart, which I don't want to start rumors or anything, but like, I got to assume that Kevin Hart is reprising his Oscar-nominated role of Roland from Borderlands, because he knocked that one out of the park. So cannot wait to see what it does. Sorry, Kevin, that was rude. Sorry, that was very disrespectful of Mr. Hart. I love Kevin. I think he's very, 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 very funny. But God, man, Borderlands. How do you kill Batwoman or Batgirl and you don't let that show come out? But somehow, Borderlands. That's going to do it. We're going to release that one. That's going to put butts in seats. But anyway, Secret Level, the show looks absolutely fantastic. It's coming out on December 10th for Amazon Prime Video, and I cannot wait to watch this. So let me know in the comment section where you're landing on this one. I think it looks cool, but maybe y'all are a little more like apprehensive. You're like, the show's not going to be as good as you're saying. Maybe you didn't like Love, Death, or Robots. Maybe that's not your type of style. But let me know what you're thinking in the comment section down below.